welcome to the sophomore edition of JTV. I'm your co-anchor Zoe.
Hello JCHS, I'm your co-anchor Gilad, and thank you very much to Ari Goldberg for that fantastic intro music. Today's JTV is a full one, so let's get right to it.
First up is Miss Ben David with an announcement about senior buddies, and then we will go straight to sophomore Mo and an interview with Mr. Wolkenstein about some exciting news.
Everyone needs a buddy. And that's why I'm really excited to let everyone know that we are launching this year's Senior Buddy program. That means it's for rising seniors, current 11th graders. And the program involves a meeting Thursday, May 14th, where senior buddies get trained in the year-long program. The opportunity is to be culture bearers, to transmit important parts of JCHS culture to incoming 9th graders and also help them feel welcome and included. It's more important than ever that we have a robust senior buddy program given the current circumstances. So we hope to see you there, May 14th. And the application is in the email. Thanks.
I'm here with Mr. Wolkenstein, who has done something quite rare to find in a JCHS teacher. He's written a book that has been published by Random House. Congratulations, Mr. Wolk.
Yay!
I'm so proud of you. I mean, you've told us a lot about this book in the classes that I've been in. Can you give us a brief synopsis of this book called Turtle Boy?
Sure. The synopsis of the book is it's about a middle school kid with a facial difference that he gets picked on quite a bit for it. And he also lives in a bit of a bubble, a shell, and is kind of afraid of the world, afraid to connect to other people, and is the worst possible person to be matched with a kid in the hospital who has a bucket list of things that he wants to accomplish, but they're paired up together through his rabbi for his bar mitzvah community service project. And then through their friendship, they not only work on the bucket list together, but they each kind of help each other deal with their problems.
What inspired you to write Turtle Boy?
So Turtle Boy is semi-autobiographical. Growing up in Wisconsin, as the main character does, I actually had the facial difference that the character deals with. And so I have long thought of that as one of my origin stories, as why I am the way I am has to do with going through that experience. But I've never had a chance to process it or metabolize it in a creative fictional form. So when the opportunity came along, that was the story that I felt needed to be told.
So to other young authors out there, what would you tell them if they're writing a book that they're very passionate about and maybe just don't know what to do from a rough draft? What would you tell them?
So my best advice is that there's this Jewish idea that in both of your pockets, you have one note that says you're dust and ashes and the other one that says for you, the entire universe was created. And it's kind of this Jewish idea of bouncing back and forth between them. I think that's true for being a writer too, especially a passionate young writer, is you have to both believe that you are the greatest writer of all time and that your destiny is to write the great American novel, and also to believe that you know nothing and you will not be writing anything good for a long time. And the reason why you need both of those things is you need the second of those in order to have the humility to be able to listen to feedback and to understand why when you sit down to write stuff, it doesn't come out the way you want it to, because that's the reality is you're new to the field and it takes a long time to learn how to write, even when you have the talent. And on the other hand, you have a gift, you have a voice, you have a unique perspective, and the world needs your words. And if you can balance those two things, it can get you over the hump of creating the book.
That's awesome. I hear there's a Turtle Boy release party next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Can you tell us all about that?
Yeah, so there's actually a shout out at the end of the book to the most wonderful school in the world. JCHS is where this book entered my mind to create it and wrote it and got the support for it. So it made sense that for the release party that it should take place with my students and colleagues who I love so much. So next Tuesday at 2 o'clock, and we'll send out the information in the week ahead and also the Howl. Ms. Gluck and I will have a conversation about creativity and about projects and about pushing through your challenges as you're trying to create something in the world. And I'll read a chapter from the book and do a little bit of Q&A.
That sounds awesome. Thank you for your time, Mr. Wook. make sure you check out Turtle Boy, available at all independent bookshops and on Amazon. Back to you, virtual JTV Studios.
That is so cool. As soon as we're done here, I'm getting my copy. Leora has volunteered to give us a tour of her bedroom turned classroom turned locker, so take it away, Leora.
Hey guys, come see how JCHS sophomore lives through quarantine. Come on into my room.
Guys, this is my crib. Welcome. So now you can see my full room. It looks so beautiful. I really put a lot of time into it. Now I'm gonna show you what everything is. So this is my bed. I spend about 95% of my day here. There are books, but I read Spark Notes there. There are my clothes. I cycle through 1 or 2 jackets for the past 2 months. This is the cherry, my bedside table, bananas. Yeah, I think I had that for brunch like 5 days ago. These are pictures of my friends. Yeah, I don't see them again, so I just put them in a pile. This is my blue sheet. Yeah, I'm such a good chemistry student. This is my friendship bracelet. I don't really have any friends, but cool. This is other leftover food and an acai bowl that I think I ate for breakfast. I don't know. This is my beautiful view. I see birds every morning there. There are needles on the floor. Yeah, like I started sewing. I'm so cool. More food. I've been eating. It's really good food. I have tea. And my mom made me a fake license plate because I turned 16, but I'm never going to get it because all the DMVs are closed. My backpack is stored forever in the corner. I'm never going to school. This is my swimwear. Sorry, Miss Coach Mueller. Yeah, I forgot that. Bucket hat, balloon. My birthday was a couple days ago, but every day is my birthday.
Okay. Something tells me her brother hacked into her iMovie and modified the audio track. I'm assuming that right about now there's some yelling at the Homa house. Anyways, Zoom is our new way of teaching here at JCHS. As a public service announcement, here's sophomore Daphne with her not sophomore sister giving us all some Zoom hints.
Hi JCHS, we're going to be reading some do's and don'ts of Zoom conferencing so you guys can be all prepared while you're taking your Zoom classes. And this article is also on jchsobserver.com, so you can read the article and see some cute GIFs up there too. So our first don't, I'll have Daphne take it away.
Some of you may already know this, but the private texts to your classmates during Zoom class aren't so private. At the end of every session, the host, aka your teacher, receives an email with all of the chats that were sent and received during the conference, including those sent privately. So if you want to tell your friends a joke or ask about a homework assignment you forgot to do, just use your phone. Better safe than sorry.
That's a good one, Daph. The next one is, do make sure that your video is off. Make sure you know what's on and what's off. You don't want to be saying something compromising while being unmuted or be unprepared when the video is on. One student accidentally went to the bathroom during her class and everyone could see her.
That's so embarrassing.
A little embarrassing.
Okay. Do pick a background if you're in bed. If class is just a little too early for your new social distancing schedule, there's a simple solution to spend a couple more minutes in bed. Just log in to your Zoom and edit your background to something a little less cozy, just so your teachers won't get suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Okay, last one. Do make sure that you have a quiet place to work. This is one's very important. If you're like me, you have other people around while you're trying to get work done. Make sure you can find a quiet place to take your video call so the entire class can't hear the blasting of Justin Bieber across the hall. Also, let your families know when you're in class so they don't come in asking you if you want a sandwich. So, if you want to get more cool articles like this one, you can visit jchsobserver.com, where there's a lot of cool articles from your fellow JCHS students up there. Also, if you're interested in writing for The Observer, you can contact Alex Garrow or Max Vanberger or Sarah Wilkes for more information. Especially during this time of social distancing, it's really nice to hear some voices of JCHS students. Hope you guys are all doing well. Mom Squid Sisters out.
I had no idea private chats weren't private. Sorry, Dr. J. I was kidding. I love your hair. Anyways, moving on, the Moscowitzes are right. Check out The Observer. Now, last week we sent out a call to the sophomores for segments, and it seems like everybody wanted to do a cooking segment. So, here are 3 that were submitted to us.
Hi everybody, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make fudge, specifically super easy fudge to make. That didn't sound so right. But it's really good and I recommend making it. So let me teach you guys how to make it. So all you're going to be needing this is a few things. So you're going to need a bowl, you're going to need condensed milk, you're going to need a bag of chocolate chips, and you're going to need like something to put the thingy in after. So I'm going to use this. Yeah. So to get started, what you're going to want to do is put a whole bag of chocolate chips into the bowl. So I'm using these. You can use semi-sweet, you can use milk chocolate. I'm specifically going to use semi-sweet chocolate because I like it more chocolatier. Is that a word? Anyway, but depending on what you guys like, you can do whatever. So I'm going to open it. I'm just going to want to pour it in. And as you can see now, this is a bowl with chocolate chips in it. And now what you're going to want to do is take condensed milk and put it in. And what you want to do is be really careful that you're not using evaporated milk, because evaporated milk is a lot different from condensed milk. It's like kind of the opposite, maybe not, but it's very different. So you're going to want to use condensed milk. I'm specifically using this one, but you can use whatever you want. Pouring it in. So I've mixed it like that. So once mixed, you can either put it into the microwave right now, or you can add a few more things depending on how you want it to be. I like to add a tablespoon of butter, but you don't have to. This works just fine, and this makes great fudge too. I'm adding butter, but it's not always necessary. You don't need it, but I like to have it. Yeah. Just gonna add that in. And I also, because I like it really chocolatey, and so I'm going to use cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm using this kind. But you also, again, really only need the 2 ingredients. But I like the chocolate, so I'm going to add the cocoa butter in. And it just like literally depends on how much you want. You can like mix it and keep adding it in until it tastes good, like enough. You can also like add some, microwave it, mix it, because then it'll be a lot more, you can like taste it more, you know, it'll be like combined. And then yeah, just add as much as you would want. Okay, great, so I'm putting it in the microwave. I'm gonna heat it up for 30 seconds. Cool. Oh wait, this one. Yeah, make sure not to put metal in your thing, it will explode. Cool, so I've just taken it out and now I'm gonna mix it, and mine was darker because I added the, whatever that's called, that thing. And so I'm gonna mix it up and then I'm gonna put it back in. If you are using cocoa powder and in between the increments of time when you're heating it up, you can always try it and see if it needs more or not. That's a good way to tell. So now for the second round, you're gonna wanna put it in, and the chocolate chips have already almost melted, and remember I use mini, so it depends on like the size that you use, but usually a minute works perfectly fine. So this was after, yeah, it's done. Okay, make sure to pour your thingy fudge substance into the pan quickly because it hardens quickly. I said quickly too much, but okay, cool. Gonna put it in. Awesome, so I've just been spreading it evenly over this pan. Anyway, that's basically it. It's a great snack to make during these times. You can just pop it into the refrigerator for around an hour. It also hardens really quickly. Not hardens, but like, so enough that you can cut it up. So you can also just leave it out. I like to put mini marshmallows in it sometimes, and walnuts. Also, eating it plain is amazing. And it's really easy. I've already made a bunch throughout these months. I think this is my third batch. Anyway, it's really good. I really recommend making it. Let me know if you guys make it, or if the person on the other screen, part of the screen, who's watching it, has made it. Let me know, and yeah. Anyway, I miss you all. Yeah, and stay home because this all should be over soon. And the only way it's gonna be over is if we all do our part and stay home. Bye.
Hi guys, it's Hana, and today I wanted to show you my favorite peanut butter chocolate cookie recipe. The first thing you're gonna need is flour, and I like to use homegrown flour, so let's go get that. We have a lot of flour here to choose from, but I find that for cookies, white flour works the best. Now that we have our flour, it's time to add the vanilla. So add a drop of vanilla. Oh shoot, I was supposed to extract it. Wow, baking is exhausting. Let's get cracking. Now it's time for the baking. I think the soda's been baking long enough. Now we're gonna add some walnuts. Now we're gonna add some chocolate chips. Now we're gonna knead the dough. Now we're going to put them in for about 10 minutes. Now it's time to take them out. Looks good. Let's see how they turned out. Delicious.
Hi, and welcome to What I Eat in a Day.
So let's start out with some fruit-flavored gushers.
Okay, so in order to eat these gushers, what we're going to do is we're just going to heat them up in a pan. Okay, so now that these have kind of been sitting in the pan for a little bit, we're going to, oh yes, we got they're really heating up nicely, as we can see. Wow. It's been cooking for a while. As you can see, the ends are kind of starting to sizzle over here. This is really what you want. So I think that it's ready. When you cut into it, now that is just golden. Would you look at that?
As you can see, the delicious final product.
Okay, now for lunch, I usually like to make like around a sandwich, like something easy, simple. So I like to start off with some whole wheat, chocolate covered pretzels and some ghirardelli squares. We're gonna be making little like mini sandwiches. It's gonna be pretty fun. Okay, so now our chocolate pretzels are really going to be our ends, and our ghirardelli is going to be kind of like the meat of the sandwich. So we're just going to be placing these in between like so, and we're just going to repeat this for as many times as you would like. So now we're going to place our sandwiches into the oven, toaster oven, and I'm just going to press start and just kind of see what happens. Okay, so now it seems like our sandwiches are done, so we're just going to stop this, and wow, this is just perfect. So now we're going to just take these and place them onto a plate. Delicious. Wow. That is just the golden prize of sandwiches. This is exactly what we want.
Delicious and nutritious. Would you look at that?
Okay, so now for this dinner time meal, we're just gonna kind of do a typical salad. So you're just gonna need a knife, a cutting board, a bowl, and raw materials. There we go. In order to make this nutritious salad. So we're just gonna take a couple of these, and I'm just gonna do a smaller scale salad because it's only me. So we're just gonna take a couple of these, and we're just gonna kind of start cutting them. And now we're going to take our Starburst, and it can be unwrapped because you can eat the wrapping. And we're just gonna place it in. So now that we have our meal, we can really just grab our salad tongs and distribute.
Look at that final product.
Thank you so much for watching What I Eat in a Day, and I hope I inspired you.
Ah, that was funny and delicious. You could say it was funlicious. Even though we're all spending so much of the day online while we shelter in place, being online can also help us relax and connect. I thought it would be interesting to see what me and my friends have created in Minecraft. So take it away, me. Hey guys, I'm going to be doing a tour of my Minecraft world, or at least where I'm living currently. These past couple of weeks, I've been able to play with my friends who I haven't seen a lot, and this has been an awesome way to communicate. So this is the house me and my friend Mila made together, and yeah, I think it's pretty nice. Here's my corner. Yeah, going upstairs. Very nice view I have. We're in the middle of a forest, and I don't know why we chose rainbow beds. We started a farm with rainbow sheep. It used to be just white, but now we dyed them a bunch of colors, and now we have a bunch of beds. I'm not really sure what to use for them, what use there is for them, but they're really nice. Here's all my armor, all my chests. It's a pretty ugly house because none of us have any interior design skills. Here's our farm. Let me show you one of my favorite things to do. You have to get some wheat. Right there, get some wheat. And just look at all your beautiful creatures stare at you in hunger as they are desperately enclosed in a horrible living space. Same with the cows. Aren't they so cute when they look at you kind of from the side? Chickens, they don't react to wheat. But yeah, it's a very nice, sustainable living source. Here, right over here, we have beetroot, melon, wheat, and potato farms. We haven't really been looking after it because we started a new world. Here's some carrots, so it's kind of gross looking right now. Here's my personal favorite. Right over here is a villager farm. I don't know how, but we got it to work. We basically enclosed these villagers, spawned a bunch of beds, and now we've been leveling up the trades, and now we have a bunch of random stuff all around. There's tons of iron golems. Look at the villagers. They're so cute. I love them. Look at that iron golem. It was just spinning around. Yeah, right over here we have my friend's house. It's I guess he was going for more of a minimalistic style of house. Here's some beautiful interior design, and right down here we have the nether portal. Very cool for going for the nether. I personally don't like going to the nether because it's really scary and there's gas and they kill me. Here's our nether wart farm so we can brew stuff, but we kind of gave up on it, so it's just sitting there, not much to do with it. Now we're gonna go out over here. Yeah, just struggling. I don't know why this is here. My friend was trying to build this fish farm, but it didn't work, so now it's just sitting there. And now we have this random thing of dirt just there. And look, we made this beautiful stone bridge to get across. This is where my other friend lives. He kind of lives on the mountain. I don't know what he's doing because he has so much stone. We like to call him the Grinch because he's so secluded from everyone and actually lives on a mountain. Another one of my favorite things to do is jump off of this. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Midsummer. You'd get that if you saw the movie. Not a very pleasant scene at all. Right over here, another beetroot farm, I think. Oh, no, that's not beetroot. Those are sweet berries. Yeah. And right over here, we made a very cute design for our mine. It goes all the way down to bedrock. Or bedrock, not bedrock. It's a weird thing of what I said. Yeah, it goes on for a while. Okay, now we started to strip mine, but it didn't really work that well, so we kind of gave up on mining over here. I don't use this world much anymore, which is really sad, but I loved it because I used to play for like 6 hours every single day, which was unhealthy. Now we could go back up. Beautiful doors, beautiful bed, beautiful view of all of these trees over here. It's starting to become nighttime. There's our house. It's very uneven. We didn't realize that when we were building it, but yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Cool, Zoe. As usual, we conclude this episode of JTV with the Devar Torah. This week, it was given by Dr. Rosen.
Over the past few months, whenever I've felt trapped at home, I come out into this wondrous porch in the Berkeley Hills and listen to the songs of the birds. Maybe you can hear them now behind me. The birds remind me of flight, of freedom, of the ability to move freely as we once all did, and hopefully soon we'll be able to do so again. In this week's Parsha, Parshat Bahar, we learn a deep lesson about the connection between birds and freedom. In this week's Parsha, we're introduced to one of the most important revolutions that Judaism brought upon society, the Jubilee, the Yovel, celebrated once every 50 years, where all indentured servants, all indentured laborers were allowed to return home and were freed. This tradition is most famous for being emblazed on the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, where it says, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants." And this is a verse from this week's Parsha from Leviticus 25. Proclaim liberty, the message of the Liberty Bell. But when we look at the Hebrew word for liberty, we find something unusual. We find an unusual word for liberty, the word dror. We have other words for liberty and freedom in Judaism. We just celebrated the festival of freedom of Passover, which in Hebrew we refer to as Zman Cherutenu. Cherut is a common Hebrew word for freedom. Or chofesh, chofshi, like the summer vacation that is fast approaching, a time of liberty as well. So what does the word dror mean? Well, the one other time in the Torah where the verse is used, it refers to a bird, a sparrow, in Psalm 84, where it says, even the sparrow has found a nest for herself. In other words, the dror is a bird who flies around freely, making any place her home. But the connection between birds, freedom, and home and the Jubilee goes deeper. In the Talmud Shabbat, it discusses whether or not you can trap a bird on Shabbat. We know that you can't trap other animals on Shabbat, but what about a bird? Because a bird can still fly when it's trapped. If a bird flies into your home, can you close the door and trap the bird even though it can fly? And the Talmud says that if it's a dror bird, if it is a sparrow, it's okay to trap it. Why? Rava bar Rav Huna says that because the sparrow bird does not accept authority. What does that mean? Rabbi Yishmael taught, why is it called a tzipor dror, a bird of freedom? Because it dwells in a house as it does in a field. So first of all, it connects the word dror to the Hebrew word for dwelling, ladur. But this unique bird, it dwells in the home just as it dwells in the field. In other words, even when it is trapped at home, it flies around from wall to wall and ceiling to floor, never settling still. And so this bird can never be trapped. It is a free bird. And that is why that's why the Jubilee is called a time of liberty, a time of dror. Because it is a time when we are liberated and are able to fly freely wherever we want to with no enclosures. And so I think there's a fascinating lesson to be learned here, that dror can be an attitude, right? That even when we are locked at home in shelters in place, we can still live with the way that we live in the field. We can still find freedom at home. But the Jubilee is not just a mindset. It's also a socioeconomic reality where we allow all laborers to return to their homes who haven't been able to in a while. And I'm taking this lesson to heart with me this week, knowing that there are many people who cannot shelter at home, who don't have a beautiful landscape and birds to listen to that allow them to connect to freedom. And I'm praying and hoping that they too soon will be able to shelter in place when we as a society honor them and proclaim liberty for all. Shabbat Shalom. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Dr. Rosen. Well, that about wraps up this sophomore edition of JTV. Next week, the juniors are up. Good luck, guys.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. If you have anything you want in the last 2 editions of the year, then contact Mr. McDonald. And if not, then have a great week, have a great quarantine, and see you later.